BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. Queen 3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. Queen 3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. It's Queen 3 and King on BS3 Network.
Welcome to another spectacular episode of Queen 3 and King. How do I know it's spectacular? Bring that beat back. That's how they'll know. But the words say you shall have what you say. So I say it's going to be spectacular, and it is going to be spectacular. I kind of said that funny. I said spectacular as if it was S-P-A-C-T-U-L-A-R. That gone. See, Nika's skin growing today. Or sweating, one of the two. We don't know.
Don't do that.
Or she had that flaming hot box wine. One of the two. She do like that spicy chicken though. All right, today's episode: Man's Rejection, God's Protection. We got special guest host AJ Jones in the building. I love it when these topics come up, how they come up, the organic nature with which they come up, and AJ has been there for several of these over the years, how they came up. But let's get to introductions. We are without the season, the queen today. She is supporting one of her daughters in her pop-up shop, Mass Confections, I believe is what it is, and I think they are in Plano today. I could be wrong. If they're listening, please shoot us in the comments and let everybody know where you're at. So if anybody's close, they can pop on by. Selling some real good desserts. Some of y'all, I can tell by the chat room, don't need no desserts, but support the babies.
Oh, my.
All right, so the season queen will be out today. And I'm just gonna go on and put her part in it because I was there when she got rejected back in the 8th grade. It was
You were so dumb. Rejected? I cannot.
The year was of this Lord and Savior, 1983, 1980 and 3.
1983.
No, we ain't gonna tell that story. I might have been lying anyway. But since the season queen is not here, we're going to go ahead and start with the baby queen, known as Lily, Mama Lee. Donnie, formerly known as Blake's mama. She is now firmly entrenched in the corner of Bronxy, Beach Bronxy, New York Red. Talk to the people, queen.
Hello, everybody.
She's got the librarian glasses on today.
I got a headache glasses on today. You ain't got to put me out there.
And on to
you lucky I showed up for work.
And on to the glowing queen. I mean the educator queen. I don't know if y'all know, but they come out with some spicy box wine. It's called Flaming Hot Franzia.
Grow up, dude.
And that's what's got her glowing today.
I thought it was her pregnancy.
Ooh.
Not announced yet.
Her nose is a little wide.
Producer, take me out. I'm not ready.
Producer, take me out.
It's been too long.
This
year got knocked up.
You went back.
Maybe you should be calling me Ashanti.
Now he's sweating.
Why? Because you
got
pregnant, or you just got pregnant? How you
just got pregnant? Yeah, I ain't spitting the buck.
You've heard of the Immaculate Reception. You've heard of the Immaculate
Reception.
I'm sick of it. Go on. Hey, everybody.
What is Lisa?
I can't even get it out.
I had to help you.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the educated queen, also known as Meba. TT talk Georgia. Talk to the people.
Georgia. Hey everybody, I'm so glad to be here after a long day of work.
Whatever the producer eating, it must be good because she licking her fingers and everything. I think she frying some more chicken with her hand on the hip like she do.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't yet.
All right, and then on to our special guest host, 40-year radio veteran out of WKRP in Cincinnati. He is a legend. He is responsible for the king being as smooth as he is. Andre AJ Jones of Jones Media and Entertainment, JM&E Productions. Talk to us, King 2.0.
Hey man, it's just good to be back, bro. Thank you, man. Kia, cut that. Like, take that button away from him. She said she can't even see it.
Yeah, she can't see it.
Oh my god.
Talk to the people, King.
I got nothing, man. After that vanilla crowd, I just
They are vanilla.
give me some church folk, please.
No, they ain't got no. The roadcast ain't put out no black drops.
Wow.
They just do something about that. We need
we need our own roadcast.
Get our own. Let's just going to put an NDA on that one.
Let's do it.
All right. So since you ain't got nothing on the intro, we're gonna go on and hit them. But let's go on and get my little housekeeping out the way. We're live on Roku. Search BS3 TV. Download today if you haven't already. On our YouTube viewers, please click the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Matter of fact, while you're on YouTube, if you missed last night's episode of Man Talk Mondays, Queen 3 and King were guest host on that show. And we talked about being equally yoked. And it was some nuggets in there. So if you missed that, go to Man Talk Mondays Facebook page or the YouTube channel. Check that episode, subscribe to their show, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Every Monday at 7 p.m. We appreciate them for having us on. We will have them on again soon. We have them on all the time. So yeah, go check that out. Unequally yoked, and that may be why man's rejected you. See that's called a segue.
Oh, that's why I said, come on, segue.
Yeah, you tied that thing together, pulled him on in.
So let's go to our first question, Miss Producer, on this kind of initial thought question here. We're gonna start with AJ. Do you believe the sentiments of this topic? It's just quite simple. Man's rejection, God's protection.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it and experienced it even when I didn't want to. Like, yeah, I even got mad at God about it. Like, okay, why I can't have that? Like, everybody else do whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
I can't even have that.
Ain't that some real stuff right there, man?
I'm coming real good. You know me, man. It's been a while, so I got to come on and just rip that thing off
again. You seemingly, because that's what it is, right? It is seemingly.
Yep.
Allow everybody else, even folks that don't love you like I love you, that don't represent you like I represent you, have whatever they want. But I get told no. I think the prodigal son or his brother said the same thing. I've been with you, dog.
Right. You ain't never even let me have a party. I can't even have my friends over. I ain't get a little calf, let alone the big calf.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in, because if we less than 10 minutes in and you getting that,
we done with the show.
It's just the truth. It's just the truth. And before the church folk hit me, I know we're not supposed to look at other people's stuff.
Yeah,
and all that. Can we just be human tonight? Can we just be human?
Thank you.
I mean,
I love the Lord. He heard my cry. I'm not going to hell. I'm still saved.
Yeah, I mean,
as a human son of God, there has been times when I was like, "No, are you kidding me? They get to do all that, have all that. I can't get this."
Yeah,
I literally just had this conversation. This is so funny.
Yeah. In fact, I've had this conversation with someone very important in our family. Let's just say that, and they was not feeling it. Yeah. They were like, "This ain't right." And I told them, I said, you can't look at it that way. I said, number one, God will handle this.
Yeah.
And as soon as you quit thinking about it, he gonna handle it.
Yeah.
And when I say he handled it in such a way, and I did the wrong thing. I couldn't wait to call and say, "What I tell you, God, we're gonna do."
No, you didn't.
What I tell you, God, we're gonna do.
No, you didn't.
Let's get out the way. Vengeance is his anyway.
Yeah.
Educator Queen, do you believe in the sentiments of this topic, or we just putting out some clickbait?
To be honest, Bronx probably walked in the room. To be honest, I didn't used to. The older I got, yeah. And did I realize, and it hurt more. Yeah. So just because it's protection doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
You said it hurt more once you got
realized that it was protection. Okay. Yeah. And just because it's protection doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. So that's one thing I had to come to realize. Okay. Like protection, great, got it. But that didn't mean I didn't want it. And it hurt when you took it away.
Yeah. Yeah. And then think about it this way. Let's think about, we had a little bit of football fun earlier when we talked about the immaculate reception. But let's use a little football. Shoulder pads, helmets, thigh pads, cup. There are certain pieces of equipment, protective pieces of equipment. We'll even talk about, a bulletproof vest. It protects you, but it still hurt. It still hurt. Baby Queen, you say you just talked about this the other day, so I'd assume you believe in the sentiments of this topic.
Oh, absolutely. Just had a good conversation with one of my really good friends of just life, because I think we've all have experienced a season where it feels like life is just life, and right. So we were just kind of bouncing back and forth, just being very vulnerable and having the conversation, because I think that's what we don't do often enough. We think we're the only one going through it, or I don't want them to see me going through it. I want to paint this perfect picture of everything's good. But we really had a very good conversation of just like, I'm like, girl, I've sat back and looked at like, how is this person getting X, Y, and Z? And I'm trying to do everything right, but it doesn't seem like anything is falling into place the way I want it to. So I absolutely believe it.
Wow. So what I'm getting right there, because you said it, AJ said it, and like he said, we know the ultra holy rollers.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say we shouldn't be looking at other folks' stuff, but we having a practical, real conversation. We doing the FR conversation. And at the end of the day, it tells me right there that it ain't got nothing to do with doing it right. You understand what I'm saying? What he gonna give us anyway is a gift, and it's a gift because it ain't got nothing to do with you doing it right.
Yeah,
you're right. You're doing it right, but you're doing it right for another reason, not so you can get what you want to get.
That's true.
Okay?
Correct.
What you
got. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Correct.
So doing it right ain't got nothing to do with it, but be not weary.
And well doing. Hallelujah.
And doing it right. See, it's a Message Bible version. Y'all use this King James. I go to the Message Bible because I want to see what he said to the folks in Nazareth. You know what I'm saying? That's that version I want to talk to. So he goes,
that's what I'm talking
about. Be not weary in doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So when I get ready,
yeah.
You hear me? All right. Just a quick comment before we go to the next question.
Okay.
We got Anwita in the building. She goes, "Hey,
hello, Anwita.
Hey, Anwita.
Hey, girl.
All right. Okay. Next question on this topic here. Let's just move right along. Okay, Lily, this one's yours.
Yeah.
How you know the difference between protection and rejection?
I would honestly have to say that when I was a bit younger, I didn't understand the difference. I always looked at as just rejection. But I think honestly, growing within your relationship with God, that helps you to kind of reveal that whether it is a protection or rejection. So I think having that relationship and knowing, hey, it's not all about my timing. It's not all about what I want, but this may be God's way of doing things, and I have to trust him. So having that trust in that relationship, that's kind of how I've learned to know the difference.
Yeah, I realized that his clock ain't got 60 minutes.
No.
And his calendar ain't got 31 days.
No.
And his sun don't take 23 hours and 56 minutes to rotate.
No.
This clock is very different, and it ain't, and it's not a constant pace.
Right.
Sometimes it go real slow, and sometimes it go
real
fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Educator Queen. How do you know the difference between protection and rejection?
Can I be honest?
Please.
Sometimes you
For
don't.
Once.
Sometimes you don't know the difference.
Okay, that's real talk.
That is real talk.
That's real talk.
That is real talk.
Real talk. Yeah.
I think because they both come with lessons. They both come with advantages and disadvantages. So sometimes you may not know the difference.
That's true too.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. King 2.0.
Yeah. I'm right there with both sisters, man. It took me growing, and I'm not even talking about age-wise. It took me maturing. Like Cole said, it took me maturing to realize that there was a difference. And to Mika's part, there's sometimes at this stage of my life, a full-grown pastor, I still don't know the difference. And I will be honest about this. God didn't make me a robot. He didn't program me to just, Lord, however you bless me, I'll be satisfied. He didn't program me. He gave me real feelings, real desires, real wants, and all of that. And sometimes I want something different than what God wants for me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be real about it. There are times that I try to wrestle with God to get what I want. I'm going to pray more. I'm going to tithe more. I'm going to be at church more. I'm going to do this more. I'm going to do that more. But my mama used to say, baby, it's never a wrong time to do the right thing. And you do the right thing because it's the right thing. Not to get what you want. So there are some times when I get in this thing called flesh. Let me say it even better. There's sometimes when AJ just wants to be AJ.
I heard that.
Well, hello.
And I want what I want. And I will. I'll try it. I'll be God. Now, come on, God. You know, I done all of this, and now I want this one little thing. You know, I've been through hell and high water, and I have a little. And little do I know, God is literally protecting me for something that I'm either not ready for, that was never meant for me to be in or be a part of. Whatever it is, I'm learning to just say, okay.
Yeah. Wow. And see, that's why I stole that honey bun, because I want it.
I
want it right there. I didn't want to wait.
We ain't gonna throw that honey.
So on what they said, sometimes you don't know. It's our perspective, right? And we have to choose our perspective. Okay, right? So from now on, we have a right to choose that, hey, God's protecting me for something. Right? If your perspective is right, if your perspective is positive, right? If you choose to focus on the good, right? Lord, okay, man, close this door, but I know you're going to open 3 more. And you're protecting me. I appreciate your protection. Whatever I was about to get into over there, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a choice in how we look at that, right? And that's one thing that we learned as we got older, right? And another thing I want to say for the audience, the viewers who may be listening to this and who automatically might assume, oh, they talking about romantic things. They talking about relationships. Or they talk, this can be in jobs. This can be in a car I wanted, a house I wanted, a promotion I wanted. It can be a number of things. Okay. That you were rejected, you know, it wasn't just because your credit was 572.
You know what you just said.
That's why I'm not even gonna laugh.
Don't even laugh.
Yeah, I'm a hush because
that's what my dad's credit was when I tried to get a dirt bike when I was.
Stop. Why do you why?
And my mama said, I was wondering why my mama was so quick to say, can I have daddy sit here sign for me a motorcycle? Can I do it? And that's the quickest she'd have never said. Yeah, go ahead.
She already knowed it.
Oh man,
this is dumb.
She knew.
Like,
Ain't no way they finna get it. No
You
more.
dummy.
No long.
Great A.
There's something about Mika calling you a dummy that just feels like she just.
he gets on my nerves.
It hurts me to hear it. Like, don't ever call me that, Mika, because you. Other people call me a dummy. I don't even matter. But you, the way you say it, like, okay, back to your point. Let me tell you so, because people will think this is relationship based. Right. Man, life is about more than just romantic relationships. Mm-hmm. I was working with AT&T, and they were about to put me over the 900 number division. You remember those 900 numbers that was out, and Cleo, you call her 900 number, she'll tell you about life, and these people will show you stuff on their body if you call the 900 number. I knew I was gonna make a ton of money if I got that job. Now, when they said they were gonna put me over, I thought that meant I had it. They just said they meant that we're just gonna put you in the pool to interview for it. Mm-hmm. And I interviewed for it, and I didn't get it, and I was mad. Man, I was mad as Hades. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And man, it wasn't long after that the 900 numbers disappeared. Right. Wow. And I'm thinking to myself, I would have been without a whole doggone job, career, chasing them 900 numbers, trying to make money off of that. Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, assed out.
Hey, I mean, you know what I mean? The work hard, then got into the climb my way up, and about to lose it all. I'm telling you. Way over some 900 because I did not get what I wanted.
Yeah.
Wow, and God was protecting me for what I did not know. This ain't gonna last long.
Mm-hmm. So true. Mm-hmm. So true.
Let's get some comments out of the way, Miss Producer, and then we'll go to the next question. We got Cole Johnson in the building, BS3 morning shift with Cole Johnson. You got to check that out. He says, it takes a lot of maturity to fully grasp that many of the things I wanted but didn't get was because God said to me, there's something much better out there for you. Oh my God. If that is so true. If I ain't living that right here and right now today.
But King, before you go, producer, go back up to that one. How about everything but that last line? What if God doesn't tell you, but he knows that there's something better for you? Mm-hmm. And I'm talking to myself, am I still willing to say, God is protecting me from something that I'm not yet ready to handle? Mm-hmm. He didn't tell me there was going to be something better. All I got was a no. I just didn't get no explanation, no.
I've been there, baby.
No comma, no nothing.
No glimpse of, no vision, no.
Well, yeah, and I was fortunate about 10 years ago now to have a pastor who preached a sermon that says, not no, not yet. Mm-hmm. Not no, not yet. Mm-hmm. And he said, God said you should have, if whatever you ask in my name. See, that can be a bit of a contradiction, right? To some folks. Yeah. And that's a way that the devil can kind of play with you and mess with your head a little bit. Right. Okay, and get you down and get you off track and distracted for a little while, because he can say, wait a minute, didn't your God say whatever you ask in his name you can have, and he told you no? Mm-hmm. Something ain't adding up right now. Either that's a lie or something. Right. So at the end of the day, is he ever telling us no? He may just be telling us not yet.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's facts.
Not yet, and not that one.
Yeah. And I wanted to point that out for the people who don't always get the clear, small voice of God saying there's something much better. Yeah. Some people will literally fall away from God because they don't hear that part. Yeah. And it's not because he didn't say it. Sometimes he doesn't say it. And like Lily said earlier, the relationship makes you say, well, God, don't give me everything I want. I still choose God. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like the way he pointed at his ear when he said that still small voice, because I'm going to tell you like this. I done been listening to God so long and so hard. I got it down to which ear he talked to me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know which ear he talks to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's small. He ain't going to out talk you. He ain't going to try to over talk you. You can overtalk Michael. You can overtalk Raymond.
Yeah.
But he ain't finna overtalk you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're gonna sit quiet and listen to what I gotta say, and you'll get. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. Cole said I had to deal with such things earlier this year. I went through something similar 20 years ago, and I was livid. Come on, livid. With this latest rejection, I said, so this must be the end of the season.
Heard that.
The things we say,
man. That's real talk right there.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want real Christians, man. We deal with practical applications of this spirituality thing. That's why, again, the word we've done a few shows on relationship versus religion. See, religion will have you question a whole bunch of stuff. Relationship will get you a good perspective on what's happening and why.
Yeah.
And this is something that we'll look here. You want to talk about the old heads used to say this, and this is exactly what this topic is designed for, right here.
Hey, mama.
God might not come when we is that who that is?
That's mama.
Oh, I ain't recognize her name.
Stop it.
Wilma Jean Pierce. Okay, I got you. God might not come when we think he should, but he's always on time. They say God might not come when you want him to, but he's always on time. The old heads say that all the time. And we didn't always know what that meant.
True, that part.
If that don't fit this topic like a glove, I don't know what else does.
Yeah.
Cole also said I was in my fields for much shorter this time around versus 20 years ago. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. But it's
the older you get, the more you don't sit in it.
Yeah.
That's the maturity.
That's
the maturity
part.
Yep.
You still feel it, but you
still feel that thing.
Yeah, you don't see it.
That's a man, that's cousin Jody Mac. I know that's a man right there that can tell you from a spiritual perspective about some rejection. I know. What's going on, Mac? Mac attack from way back. And then we got Tracy Caraway, cousin Tracy in the bench. She goes, God timing is always the right time. Trust his process. That is 100, 100. But you know, hey, real folks. That's why you got to have a support system, somebody who's going to point you back to the spiritual base, point you back to the to the key, to the answer, to the light. Hey, I understand it's tough, something coming, and speak that positive thing to you. Speak that into you so you can have something to hold on to.
Yeah.
That's why them old heads, you say, you yet holding on? You yet holding on? Because you got to keep holding on. All right, next question. What are some different types of rejection? We're gonna start with AJ on this one. What are some different types of rejection?
Look, far more than I care to admit, doggone it. There's a bunch of them.
He trying to dodge it and duck it, John.
I ain't trying to dodge it
around it.
I mean, seriously, it's I like what your pastor said. My pastor said, no, not you. No, not now. And no, not this.
Yeah. Wow.
And I don't want to be trying to figure all that out. God, can I have this right here? All that other stuff is great. Can I have or can I do this right here? And I don't need to be trying to figure out no, not now, no, not you, no, not this, because it's this right here in front of me that I want. Mm-hmm. But like we've said, getting to that place where A, you trust the no, and B, you accept that, hey, it may never happen, but it's okay. It's okay. Mm-hmm. He's not done with me yet, so there's got to be something else in this. So, yeah, there's a lot of different types of no's, a lot of different type of rejections.
Yeah, and that no that rejection might have came. That no might have became because he knew you were finna get the big head and you weren't gonna include him once it was all said and done.
Bro, let me tell you something. I've always said if I could sing, I wouldn't even wear clothes. Do you know? I'd be naked all the time.
I'm trying to see what they got to do with singing.
Everything.
Listen,
everything.
You know the one boy that could sing, he didn't wear no shoes. I'm taking it all the way. Baby, I'm gonna hit a note and just keep going.
Yeah.
But God knows that if he lets me sing, I'm gonna be a bunch of places doing a bunch of things I got no business doing.
Yeah.
So, Jesus.
I know it. I know this.
Yeah. Mika, what are some different types of rejection?
See, when you said what are the different types of rejection, I'm thinking about jobs. I'm thinking about. Yeah. Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's fine.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's yours.
I'm thinking about the two that come to mind right away, because it's a couple that I deal with more often than not, are relationships and jobs, like career moves.
Yeah, if this was Family Feud, that'd be number 1 and 2 answers. Relationship would be number 1, and jobs would be number 2.
Yeah.
Only because people experience and I'm talking about relationship, romantic relationship, family relationships, friendships, all of those. So I think rejection happens in all those different ships. And then, like I said, with jobs, career moves, sometimes I'm talking to myself right now. We're scared to move up in our career because we're scared of rejection. And I know that's one thing because I'm like, if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to go out for this job, if I'm going to prepare and do this presentation, I know I need to get the job, but then I'm scared of the rejection. But like AJ said earlier, is it protection from something that may occur later?
Yeah, sometimes we don't even ask the question because we're afraid of the answer.
Yeah.
Lily, any other types?
The one that the main one I think I've gone to is job and career, because I think I've seen more rejection in that, or I've felt like I've had to work after something in my career harder than the next person.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
You know what the reason is.
Yeah. I'll let y'all dissect that.
Yeah, fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Between the proverbial lines.
Please. And also like relationships, like friendships. There's even been times where you think like somebody, you're building a relationship or a friendship with somebody, and something happens. You're like, that wasn't even like, she didn't act like that in the beginning, or I never saw that coming. And you come to find out later, like, this is just how this person moves. So I'm glad I learned sooner rather than later. So those are the two that come to my mind.
Yeah. I'm going to answer this question. We're going to get a couple of comments, and then we're going to turn the keys over to King 2.0 so he can take us where he want to go.
Don't do that.
Yeah. He's going to take us where he want to go. So for me, how about this type of rejection? Within a relationship, y'all together, y'all done said yes to each other. But within the relationship, how about these two types of rejection? Now, baby, we ain't gonna get that car right now. We need to pay off some of this other stuff. Or how about this kind of rejection? Not tonight, baby.
I knew you was going there.
I'm a virgin.
Oh God. What?
Don't get on this good screen and lie, Mika. Don't do that tonight. Your brother lies enough.
Hey, sometimes them some hard pills to swallow. And you're gonna have to swallow a pill to get to sleep that night. You ain't getting none.
Here you go.
Get a little melatonin.
There you go.
All right, let's take that question off. Let's go to these comments, and then we'll let AJ take over. All right, so Cut Mac said, good morning. I love the topic, relationship. The process is what we struggle with. Is it what you want, or are you seeking the purpose God has called you to?
That's big.
Wow.
That's big.
Yeah. And he goes, LOL, I've said almost the same thing. I'd be acting a pure nut if I could sing or play an instrument.
See, somebody felt me. Yeah.
All right, King, on you.
Well, you know what though? I want to go back to that question, but just before we go too far from it. So, producer, if you could put that back up, it's simple, but I realized through counseling therapy that it affected me, man. And walking all the way across a crowded club or dance floor, asking somebody to dance.
Yeah.
And then got to walk all the way back without the dance. Yeah. Literally, this affected the way I started dating because I'm a nerd, man. I'm in my head all the time.
Right on.
And I looked at it like, so now you're going to try to get to know somebody. You're going to give them all of your intimate details. They're going to have that information. And then they decide they don't like you.
Yeah.
And now they walking away with all your personal information. So guess what? I dated superficially. I told them what I wanted them to know and didn't get real deep, didn't get real personal, because if this don't work out, I don't need you walking off with all my personal stuff. And I don't need everybody to see me walking off wondering what I did wrong.
Right.
What was wrong with me?
But the truth of the matter is that in order to get the type of relationship we all want, we got to give in the way that can get your heart busted wide open.
That's true.
You have to give that way. It can get you hurt, but if you want what we all want, that relationship, you got to expose yourself. Ain't no way around it.
And it's truly nothing ventured, nothing gained. But let me take it a little step deeper. Not everybody is even worthy of having the opportunity to get that deep with you.
That's very true.
It's like telling your testimony everywhere you go. Not everybody's ready for your testimony.
That's right.
So you got to be obedient enough to know that this is a person that God ordained you to be open and transparent with. Because not everybody's pulling your information for the same reason.
That's right.
Care how fine they are, care how much money they have, how good their job is. Not everybody's worthy of that.
Yeah, my knees knocked so hard in that 8th grade dance, walking across the floor to ask her to dance, that I knocked the rankles out them slacks. You hear me?
This is dumb.
Knocked the rankles.
Tell me why it's dumb again, Mika.
Because he's a dummy.
All right, let's go to another question. And Mika, you going first since he done. I'm trying to put it up. How do you feel? How do people feel when rejected? All right, look, I've already answered that. So, Mika.
Oh my gosh. So small.
Interesting.
Very small. It may even affect your future from being able to do that same thing. Like you said, going over to ask a girl to dance. You may never go over and ask a girl to dance again. Or it may take you longer next time. Or you may be in your feelings and be combative if she says no next time. So it can change your behavior when rejected.
Yeah, I got this picture. We done all saw these jokers, like these dudes, these Negroes, when they ask a girl to dance and they cuss her out when she say, they ask for a number. Well, F you then. Didn't nobody want your big end. You know what I'm saying? They done had some rejection issues.
I mean,
or you ugly anyway. Hold on.
Yeah.
You was just over here.
All up in my face trying to get my attention. Now I'm ugly.
Yeah.
So I think it changes your behavior, and it can change your behavior negatively if you're not ready to handle that.
That's facts.
Because I've been rejected, and I've been like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it anymore. Or, I'll not do it again. It affects the way you move.
Yeah.
Unless even if you're mature and ready to handle that, rejection does something to your little spirit now.
Cry about it in the car.
Think about it this way. I'm glad you said that, because this is a very fresh revelation for me. Maybe you was operating in pride too much anyway.
In the first place.
AJ was talking about being in flesh a little bit. Maybe that rejection was to humble you somewhat.
Yeah.
I think the old folks used to say, you too big for your britches.
You too big for your britches.
Yep. I like what Mika said, because some of those, I'm just never going to do it again. You now let one thing affect the rest of you.
We got your audio. We just don't have your video.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened, because I look froze to myself.
Yeah.
I thought it was me.
While you working that out, Lily, answer that question. How do people feel when rejected?
Angry. Sometimes you blame yourself. You blame, like, what did I do that wasn't good enough to get this position or to be in this relationship or whatever it may be. But I remember one time I interviewed for a position, and I had a colleague that's become a really good friend, and I was so mad once I got I got the email saying that I didn't get the position. And I'm like, I did all this prep work. I studied over the weekend. Like, I knew I killed the interview. And I went and got her. I'm like, girl, I got to talk. And so we went to a dialogue room, and I'm venting to her, and I'm like going in, I'm crying because I'm so mad. And she was like, do whatever you need to do in this room, but when you walk out, make sure they don't see how you handled that rejection. She said, because they're going to watch how you handle this rejection. And I've always carried that with me because they are definitely watching to see if you're going to, hey, now, because you've seen people wear that, I didn't get the position, I'm not going to work as hard anymore, or I'm just going to fall back. I never did that. And God took me another direction, and it worked out to be better, but I've always carried that with me.
Yeah. So for me, when I think how do you people feel when rejected, it is confused, hurt, crushed. Look, I'm telling you right now, I'm a softie at the end of the day. You know, I remember when I was probably between the ages of 10 and 14, I used to cry at the drop of a hat, you know, and a lot of that was due to rejection, you know. And, you know, so when I say even now, you know, that it's crushing sometimes, you know, now because I have a spiritual perspective and outlook, I, you know, have kind of reframed that. And in my closing statement, I'll kind of tell a story about how learning to deal with rejection actually worked out better for me, you know, once I got there. Before we move on to the next question, let's pull up the comments that we have. Let's catch up on those. Miss Producer, while we're waiting on King 2.0 to come back, dealing with this technical difficulty. So Cole Johnson says, have any of you talking about being in our flesh compared yourself to someone else because of a moment of rejection? Charge with me. Yeah, I think a few of us have said
yes,
absolutely. You know.
Cole.
Why
more
not?
than once.
Yeah, why not? And cousin Jody says self-esteem affects some people differently. My brother was an extrovert. He didn't care, or at least never seemed to. An introvert cares about what other people think of them. So confident in various situations will cause fear. Being shot down, so to speak, is a blow to your ego. Most definitely. Yeah, and I think that's the key word in that the extrovert seems not to be affected by it. No, they seem not to be affected by it. He goes, this is a little deeper, but being rejected because of the color of your skin has a big gut punch. It absolutely does. Yeah, it always hurts. You know, it always hurts. All right, just in time. We just got through with some comments on this topic. So.
Man, oh man, what I missed.
Lily said the devil was busy.
I told you at the beginning of the show.
She did.
Yeah, we talked about one of the interesting comments. We heard somebody say that an extrovert, his brother was an extrovert, and he seemed to never care what folks thought and whether he got rejected or not. He acted like he didn't care. And I was like, yeah, sometimes that's just, he seemed not to. He was hurting on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
He cried when he got in the car.
Absolutely.
And then he also talked about being rejected because of the color of your skin has a big gut punch. And it's interesting that all these years later, that still has the impact that it has on us. You know, still has the impact that it has on us. All right, on you. Where you want to go, brother?
Producer, I'm gonna let you drive because as soon as I started trying to drive,
maybe that was it. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna go to one of the questions that you had, and I'm gonna let you take us where you want to go. Okay, here's a good one.
Yeah, that part. Do you try to explain rejection to others, or do you just walk it out by yourself? So you get rejected in some kind of way, it causes you to deal with people differently. Do you try to explain that, or do you try to walk that out by yourself?
Let me get this. I got one that's just so fresh. Let me answer this question.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it practical. You know, so I got a pool in my yard. I remember in my backyard. I remember here, me and my cousin who lives in the same city. We researched these pools together. We decided on the same company, and that next morning we had agreed We're gonna get up, we're gonna go and sign these contracts and let's move forward with these pools. Well, in the middle of the night, the Lord said, I don't know what you're gonna do in the morning, but signing a contract ain't one of them.
Oh, wow.
And I had to call my cousin and explain shit to him about what done happened in the middle. Wait a minute, we just talked last night.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord told me I can't go there right now. He said, sit tight. And I knew the way he came at me at 2 o'clock in the midnight hour, as they say, I knew I better listen to what was being said to me. So I backed out. That next summer, guess what had happened? I had got an increase in my monthly salary. I'm just going to say it wasn't necessarily my salary, but I got an increase in my monthly income. Let's just say that. That paid specifically for how much that pool was going to cost per month, almost to the penny.
Wow.
Not only was I able to get my pool, I was able to get my pool and all of the things that went with it at one time. I didn't have to piece it together over a period of time period. I was able to get the pool, extra concrete, extra features, pergolas, signs on the fence. You know, I was able to get everything all at one time because I was obedient and waited.
Wow.
I reacted to that rejection well. So again, trying to explain that rejection to others, though, I think that was the only joke I explained that to that day, though. The rest of the folks waited till it was all over with, and it came to fruition what was the benefit of that rejection. But hey, sometimes as a Christian, you're gonna seem very, very weird. Trying to explain rejection, so you walk it out by yourself.
Yeah. You call me?
Yeah, I said I'll let you have it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sometimes you do just have to walk it out alone. I think Teg said it. Sometimes I don't even know how to explain it. I'm like, I just can't move right now. Like this is beyond me. Like you wouldn't even understand it. So I think a lot of the times you do have to walk it out alone. And sometimes after that, you can then tell your testimony of, hey, this happened, X, Y, and Z. This, I may have been moving a little weird, but this is why I was moving weird. Because sometimes I do have to take a step back to kind of focus in, especially when I feel like God is working on me. I may seem like I've shut down everybody or walked away from everybody, but I'm really just trying to process it. And that's my way of processing it.
Yeah, that's good, because again, sometimes you don't even have the words because you're processing it.
That's right. Yeah, you're still trying to figure it out.
It's raw feeling, it's raw emotion. It happened real soon. I'm still fresh in it. Yeah,
I think when you went away, confused was one of the things. When I said, how do people feel when rejected? I said, confused was one of mine.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes you just confused. You just got, you talked, I think Max said something about a gut punch. Sometimes you feel like you done been punched right in your nose and you are dazed and confused.
Yeah.
So you can't tell nobody nothing if you wanted to.
Mika, you went away. The question, do you try to explain rejection to others, or do you just walk it out alone?
Sorry, they were trying to get that ball from the backyard.
Oh,
yeah, they're beating on my door.
They want their ball.
That's right. Let them kids have it.
I let them go. I said, go, just go. Don't ask. Go.
Yeah, why he stopped talking to you?
Ted, don't do that. I
thought he was real good. I thought he was last week you were telling me how.
Go. You just keep going.
Okay, thank you, sis. This is gonna sound crazy, but when there's a testimony attached to it, I tell about the rejection.
So waiting till it manifests in the way that it was intended to manifest, not necessarily right at the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Understand.
So I might not talk about it right away, but I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like that, because again, that's a level of obedience. Might not say nothing right away, but if there's a testimony attached to it, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, and sometimes you run your mouth too quick.
You ain't lying.
Too quick.
So you got to be ye quiet.
Oh my God.
You got to be ye quiet.
I'm gonna tell you like Keisha daddy, you say, you ain't lying. Why make say you ain't yarn, boy.
You got to be quiet.
Yeah, Jody said that's a testimony of faith. Wow, people think you crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They think you crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, I've been in situations where I made a big deal about what I was getting ready to do. And God changed the script. Well, I mean, he kept me on his script. He changed my script. Let's get that right.
Yeah.
And I had to come back. And folks like, I thought you said you was. And on my way back, I heard, and you better not say a word.
Yeah.
Do not say a word.
Wow.
But Lord, they're going to think I'm crazy. They're going to think you going to defend you or you going to let me handle it.
And that's another feeling, embarrassment.
Right. There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Sometimes you've talked it up.
Yep.
You've told people this is what's going to happen for me. And when it doesn't happen, them same people waiting with a story. What happened,
and
girl?
she is answering this question right now.
Yeah.
She is asking this question right now because you're embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
You done already started to brag about it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling.
Or you've already moved forward in what you thought you was going to do. And the Lord said, didn't I tell you no? Get out of here.
So Mika, on that point, when I was called to pastor, it was a big deal with me and God. I mean, it was a big deal. I ain't going to tell you that part. But once I accepted, I ran out. I got a place. I got equipment. I hired people. I did all of that. First service, we had a couple hundred people. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got it. Second service, we had 5.
Man, quit lying to these folks.
We had
lying to these people.
Not the people that I hired. Not the other 5 folks was in the congregation.
Oh, I know you were hurt.
I wasn't hurt. I was mad as Hades. And I walked up on, hey, now, God, wait a minute. Now, you told me you wanted me to pastor. He said, I did. But I didn't tell you when. I didn't tell you where.
Wow.
I didn't tell you how. I didn't even tell you with whom. You went out and did all of that.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
And man, I looked real crazy. I looked real crazy. But I had to admit he was right.
Yeah.
Because I waited for none of that. I thought that because I said yes, that meant I could go do it the way I wanted to do it, with whom I wanted to do it with. And baby, it did. It changed a whole lot of me because I looked real dumb. Mika, you can go ahead and say
it. We're not gonna call you no dummy.
I remember with my cousin has a church, and when he preached, I ain't never been. We got an aunt and uncle that seem to go to funerals all the time. I started to join him just because of how good this joker preach. He wants you to, every time he step in the pulpit, he wants you to be there. His preaching is so good, you want to be there.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, man, I just call me on your funeral schedule, man. I want to go with you every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, wherever you're going, because he preaches so well. So when he took over this church, the church has been in my family over 100 years, right? He took over that church as pastor, right? And I told him, I said, well, when I get ready and I start going, and I start serving, and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be right there with you. Well, the Lord had another church in mind for me that I served faithfully for over 8 years, about at least 20 hours a week at that church. Okay. On Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay. Driving 30-something miles one way to get there.
He sure did, baby. Because
I knew my brother was an employee.
We didn't see him.
I had to call my cousin and I say, man, when the Lord gave me what to say, because I was embarrassed to call him because I said, and now he can see. Wait a minute, I see this joke over here. It was obvious that I was over at another church working, because this was a mega church. I had to call him and I said, say, man, I know what I said when you took over that church. I said, but the key word is, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That ain't what God said.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, he immediately said, cousin, I understand.
Yeah.
I got it. Say no more.
Yeah.
I said, that's what I said. Because that's what my human brain saw. All right, I think this will be the last one we'll get to, and I'll let you introduce this one.
What do you do when God says no over and over? Let me keep going. And over and over and over again.
Punch the air.
Block him.
Punch the air. Just take out running down the street real hard, like it ain't nobody chasing you or nothing.
Let me be honest. Sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I should handle it from this way. Like, let me try this way. Try to fit that square into that circle over and over, turning it different ways.
You didn't ask the question right.
I bargain with the Lord. Lord, I'll give you a little more time.
Yeah.
I serve.
Yeah.
I'll be on the children's ministry.
And that's probably the first place where FDM kids came from anyway.
Yeah. I do all that.
Yeah.
Oh man. King.
Yeah, man. I told you, man. I punched her. I get, because again, anger was one of the realest answers on this show today, man. You know, frustration is one of them, and let me rephrase the question. Maybe I didn't ask right. See, I'm a formula guy. Okay. See, I'm a legalistic guy. Okay. When it comes to things spiritual, when it comes to my life, sometimes to a fault, just ask wifey. She'll tell you, you two. Hey, wait a minute. It say do step A first.
Yeah.
They didn't tell you to open that plastic yet.
Yeah.
When we open the box and we getting ready to do something, she already doing. I say, ain't nobody told you to do that yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm a step by step by step, and it has worked out for me, but sometimes it don't, so I'm a prayer formula. Maybe I didn't get the formula right. Maybe, okay, so I pray acts, adoration, confession, thanks, supplication. Maybe I prayed. Maybe I said supplication first in that prayer. Let me start over again. Let me erase the chalkboard. Maybe I didn't answer. I didn't ask you right, Lord, because you said I can have anything. Maybe you didn't hear clearly what I said. And I'm gonna tell you what I said to the Lord. I said, Lord, this was this is my direct question to Him, because again, I'd been divorced, single for over 10 years. Around year 5. 6, 7, somewhere in there. Lord, why don't they see me? After saying no over and over and over again. One of the realest conversations I'd have ever had with him. And just as clear as we talking right now, he said, because they're not supposed to see you. They're not supposed to see you.
Yeah.
I got blinders on them.
Yeah.
Because if they see you, they're going to see what I see, and they're going to mess it up. For what I got for you.
Wow.
Guess what I did? Danced the jig. I was like, he got something for me then. That answer was so right on time, and so look at her. You couldn't tell me nothing right then.
Yeah.
He made it clear. He said it's clear. They're not supposed to see you, son. He didn't argue with the fact that they couldn't see me. He knew. I said, you know how I am. You know who I am. You know whose I am. Why can't they see me? Because if anybody can see me, they're not going to reject me. Why can't they see me?
They're not like us.
They're not supposed to.
They're like us. That's powerful, man. That's powerful, because the reality is some people give up because they hear too many no's in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be real about it. We all talked about bargaining. We all talked about trying to flip it around, do it a different way. But when you consistently get a no, let's just be real. How many of us are ready to just say, well, forget it then? If everything is no, then just forget it. Just
yo, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, that one yes gonna be so pretty. That one yes gonna be so rewarding. That one yes gonna be so.
Come on, one yes.
Look at her. That them 100 no's ain't gonna be. That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I be contrarian?
Please.
What if he doesn't give us a yes?
Ooh.
He doesn't owe it to us
at all.
He does not owe us a yes because he gave us a bunch of no's.
That's 100.
And And what, again, that maturity thing that Lily talked about earlier, growing as I get older, I realize he gave me the best yes I could ever want. Lord, do you love me?
Yeah, I do. The rest of the yeses don't really matter.
No more yeses are necessary.
When you believe that here,
yeah.
Them no's finna be few and far between.
Man.
When you believe that right here,
yeah.
I promise you, them no's finna be few and far between. Get used to not hearing no more.
Yeah.
When you come to that realization, homeboy. See, when he know you sincere about that, oh, he finna say, okay, floodgates, go. You finna see what overflow look like.
Yeah.
Me and you done had that overflow conversation.
When
he know you legit about that.
Yeah.
And say you really believe that one yes is worth all them. Y'all don't gotta have another yes. As soon as you say that and believe it, watch what happens.
Yep. Live like it, walk like it, talk like it. Because I will admit I am a spiritual pouter. I will pout. I will go through the motions of yes, Lord, hallelujah, bless that wonderful name, give him glory, and I'm spiritually pouting. I am pouting in my spirit.
You are being a kid. You are being a child of God. You being a child in the truest sense of the word. We are children.
And that's what folks don't understand. And they will literally flip it to say, well, that's why you're not going to get your. Now, here's the there have been times when I have blessed my children even when they were contrary.
That's right.
I've blessed my children even when they didn't clean up their room. So it does not change my sonship. I understand that there is still growth that's necessary in me, but God is not a performative God. If he were, then we would get everything we want.
Right.
We know how to perform to get it.
We can perform. Oh, I'm going to come up with a praise dance and a step routine that he going to be like, oh, they were cold. He prayed better than the next dude. Oh, he brought it down today. He can play that organ.
If it boiled down to that, but it doesn't.
At all.
It doesn't. Unconditional agape love means even when you don't deserve it, I love you.
Wow. Wow, man. I'm telling you right there, that's worth the price of admission right there, man.
Yeah,
when you realize that you done already got the most important yes you're going to ever get any doggone way, that one stank, man.
It ain't easy, but it's
that one stank. Let's get these last few comments out of the way, and then we will do final thoughts, man. Jody said that's a testimony of faith. Wow, people think you're crazy. And then he goes, wow, LOL. And then he said, God ahead of God and his timing. Yeah, talking about on AJ and his partnership. Then Belinda Vine in the building. She goes, hey, everyone.
Hey, Belinda.
And then Aunt Weeda said, I often thank God for my unanswered prayers and saying no, because when I look back, then I understood why.
That's really good. Yeah. That's really good. Because I can praise him real good for yeses, but can I praise him for some no?
Oh, yes.
What are you talking about? And guess what? Get real good at praising him for no at the time of the no.
At the time of the no.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
That's the next step. 2020, hindsight is 2020, right?
Yeah.
CJ in the building. Say what's good, y'all. What up, CJ?
Hey,
check out his growing YouTube page, Plays by CJ. It's rated R, so just be careful.
Oh, okay.
All right. Final thoughts. Ain't gonna be talking about no relationship versus religion on that.
What did they say? Oh, okay.
All right, final thoughts. Let's start with the baby queen again on the topic.
Okay.
Why did you do that when I started laughing?
God's protection, man's rejection, God's protection, and our final thoughts.
First of all, AJ, always good to have you on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Always get something when you're on here. And one thing I can appreciate from you is you are that good old balance preacher. You understand the flesh, but you also understand the spiritual. And I think that's what a lot of preachers lack when talking about this kind of stuff. Because when you talk about rejection and you talk about looking at the next person, that's the first thing they say. You're not supposed to be looking at the other person. You're supposed to be worried about what Alicia has. What God has for you is for you. I get that. Sometimes I need you to stew in the flesh with me, but then talk me back up. So I think it's just we have to understand that sometimes the no's are just for our protection. Yeah. And it may not make sense when it happens, but when we look back at the situation or the outcome of the situation, we often understand why. I know that I can recall at least 3 in my head off the top of my head of God telling me no and something else happening and it being a much better situation for me and my family. So we just have to trust God and his timing.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Let me get this comment before we go to Mika's final thoughts. Jody said, God doesn't owe you anything. He's already gave the most important part of your existence, everlasting life. Living in the now is the part of your development. Your relationship belongs to you, your joy, your tears, your heartache, your triumphs, the testimony. Lord, I can tell you stories that will curl your hair to get to the place of contentment.
That's so good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt him on that.
Yeah. Mika, final thoughts. Man's rejection, God's protection.
Really quickly, thank you, AJ. It was a great show.
Thank you.
And like Alicia said, I agree with everything she said.
I think that wine got her because she said Gregory. Go ahead.
Oh
God.
She's struggling, ain't she? Go ahead.
No, get your final thoughts in, sis. Just don't even. Sometimes you just gotta put that noise in the background.
Agree.
Nobody say agree. You jerk.
Grade A.
With the hard K.
Grade A jerk.
Rejection is something that we all have to deal with in life. And I think with maturity comes, what we do with it. So rejection comes, but what we do with it it differs from everybody. So I think. What the hell?
We still see you.
Yeah, we do. Loud and clear.
Keep talking.
It looked like it glitched for a minute.
That box wine got her, yeah.
Leave her alone, man. She having technical difficulties.
That frying to you, that
Mika, we can still see you and hear you.
That flaming hot front, you got that.
Mika, can you hear us?
Still see you. Okay, we're gonna move on. AJ.
Now you gonna leave her alone.
Final thoughts, sir. Man's rejection got
Look at her face.
I can't hear them.
Okay.
Oh,
you took her on. Wave if you think you back on. Go ahead.
Man, I can't take credit for this. I heard it at the end of a song, and it made me think about this. There's a Maverick City song called "Never Lost a Battle," and the dude at the end said that God never loses a battle, but he never wastes a battle either. It was talking about the walls of Jericho. I've studied it. Like I could have done my dissertation on the walls of Jericho. Long story short, they had the victory because God told them they had the victory. A lot of folks think that they yelled a battle cry. They did not. They yelled a shout of victory because they were already told if they do this, this is what was going to happen. But the way that the walls fell, there are scholars who believe that the walls fell in a way that they became a ramp for the children of Israel to get into the city. So what he said was the very things that were designed to keep you out, God will use to bring you in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about rejection, that feels like something kept you out. You were kept away from something. You did not get something that you want, but God will use that very thing to either spiritually mature you, mentally mature you, use it in a way where it will bring you into a closer relationship with him. The things of God are yes and amen. The promises are yes and amen. So we're going to get the promises. They're yes and amen. But man, every now and then, you're going to have to labor around a wall 7 times for 7 days. Don't look like nothing's happening. You tired, your feet hurt, you done had a long day. But your obedience, along with the obedience of everybody else, could be breaking down the very thing that is designed to keep you out, to bring you in. So I'm speaking to myself when I say, man, don't let rejection stop you from being the very thing that God designed and created you to be. And that's his.
Yeah.
Woo. Sheesh. Man, I kind of want to just stop and don't even say my final thought.
I mean, because that was a whole benediction within itself.
He done 4 + 4, didn't he?
8.
For me, when I think about rejection, for me, the most important facet of rejection is our response.
Yeah,
I tell a story about the very first Fortune 500. It might have been a Fortune 100 company I was working for at the time, but at the very least, a Fortune 500 company. And there were 5 supervisor positions open. I was a rising star. I was unorthodox because I'd always been me. I wasn't as buttoned up. I wasn't college degreed. I'd come out the military. I wasn't as buttoned up as the rest of them. So it would have been taking a chance on me if they would have given me one. But I knew you got 5 of them open at one time. I can get one of these. Ain't 5 other better folks than me. I knew I was gonna get this. Didn't get it. Lord told me go to the hiring managers and thank them for even considering you. Tell them they made the right decision, but I'm gonna make you feel it was the wrong decision over the next several months. I did just that. It blew them away. I walked in and said, hey, I just want to thank you for considering me. You made the right decision, but I'm going to work my butt off to make you understand that it won't always be the right decision. Wow. By the time I got back to my desk, the director from another department had got wind of it and came down and said, I got a supervisor job for you in my department. I heard what you did. All you got to do is talk to the manager in the department. It's a formality. The job is yours based on how you responded to the rejection of the other one. You're the kind of dude I want.
That's so good.
It is how you handle rejection. If you listening to this and you up for a gig, if you get turned down, do exactly what I just did. Go thank them for the opportunity and say it. You made the right decision. I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can to make that decision the wrong decision going forward. I appreciate the opportunity. Don't do the thing that they tell you to do. What could I learn from the experience? Tell me what I can improve on. That's textbook.
Yeah.
But everybody doing that.
Right.
Just go say you made the right decision. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm going to work twice as hard to make sure you understand that will not going forward not be the right opportunity.
But don't be lying when you say you're going to work twice as hard.
Right. That part.
Yeah. Don't be. So your response to the rejection.
Yeah.
It is very
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we got no other comments. I think that is up. Okay. Cousin Jody says, God bless. Keep up the good work, family. Love y'all. Hey, we appreciate you.
Yes, appreciate you.
Again, AJ, we appreciate you, man, being so generous of your time.
Man, thank y'all for always having me and treating me like family, brother. I mean, I really appreciate it.
Don't just treat you like family. You are family.
I receive it.
And we will see y'all again. We don't know what we're going to talk about next week because we really don't. Sometimes I'll have a plan in place and they'll tell you I'll have 5 shows lined up for 5 or 6 weeks. But sometimes I get in a season of letting God tell us what we're going to talk about. And if he don't tell us we're talking about nothing, then we ain't talking about nothing.
Heard that.
So we just sit back and wait. You know, we did not win the most. What did they say? What was? Let me look at the most versatile podcast.
Versatile.
3 years ago, nothing.
You say versatile.
We might come back talking about Starburst and Skittles next week. We don't know. But at any rate, we're gonna bless you. We're gonna bless you either through laughter, through a word, or both. Yeah. We are sincere in our delivery. And again, tell a friend to tell a friend. This can change your whole life. One moment. Join us again on another episode of Queen 3 and Cream next week, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. We appreciate it. Miss Producer, hit the
take us out.
We see you looking, won't beef, then we cooking, bro. Bring the hook in. Queen 3 and King, we the team. It's going down. We the talk of the town. It's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns. It's going down. Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. It's Queen 3 and King. On BS3 Network.